Red vs. Blue Season 16 Episode 6, A Pizza the Action has officially released. So let me break it down for you. We're only given two different perspectives this episode, so let's start off by talking about Sister and Tucker's bit. So after failing with their journey to have sex with celebrities, they returned back to present-day Iris. Tucker figured that the other members may have also returned back here so everyone can get back together. However, because of their failure, the two decide to get completely wasted on booze and antifreeze. During their trip, Atlas finally emerges to offer them a proposition: give up the time travel journey or die. Tucker and Sister believe this is all one big hallucination, so they tease Atlas, leading him to smiting them. I have never been less worried, ever. Even with Wash last season, I wasn't that worried, but there was this small part of me that was thinking, maybe Wash is gonna die. But here, there's nothing. I'm sure the blast would have killed them, but the amount of escape options are way too high. Sister could have opened a portal at their feet and they could have fell through it. Or, even if they did die, I still don't care because there's 4 other time machines. The stakes are so low right now that it doesn't really register as anything meaningful. So the fate of Tucker and Sister, whatever it may be, I'm not worried. The other thing here I wanted to talk about was Atlas himself. You see, I've been taking him seriously. He's a god, didn't seem like much of a joke character. But because of this episode, I no longer view him as a real threat. Why is a god being introduced with strobe lights and a meme air horn sound effect? Why is he striking poses as if he cares what these two mortals think about him? I originally thought he was a serious character, but after that, I just look at him as a joke now. He's no longer a serious villain. Speaking of the villain, let's get to Doc and Griff's bit. So they are in Italy trying to teach the people how to make pizza. Things aren't working quite right for them in every sense of the term. Doc continues to spout on about helping people, and so he gives us a backstory. The reason he's a medic is because his brother drowned and he couldn't do anything about it. Griff ultimately decides to follow Doc's plan of helping people when O'Malley reveals himself hopping through the portal and leaving Griff stranded. Now first, great reveal. When watching this episode, I was taking notes of what I wanted to talk about, and one of those things was the fact that the only time Doc's camera angle changes on himself is when O'Malley is involved. So it seems as though the writers immediately knew that the audience would pick up on the camera changes, so they revealed O'Malley just as those thoughts were forming. So, does that mean that Doc's backstory with his brother is false? Probably. I don't think it really makes a difference either way. And I told you this 2 episodes. Who cares about Doc? He betrays them all the time. Oh, but this is O'Malley. This isn't Doc. Bad news. Omega is dead. O'Malley is Doc. Doc has multiple personalities. Same brain, same body, same person. Doc betrays once again. But this time around, I feel as though people are going to be more forgiving from the audience's side because people actually like O'Malley. Now, one of the interesting things here is Huggins. I don't know what was happening, but it seemed like Huggins maybe knew. I don't see how, but why would she say no, don't if she wasn't aware of O'Malley? But if she was aware, why not intervene earlier? So I have some questions there, but it was literally like 2 seconds. The other thing about O'Malley, it's not necessarily relevant to anything that's currently happening, but O'Malley, or at least I should say Omega, wasn't motivated by a goal necessarily. Omega was motivated by conflict. He did things in Blood Gulch that contradicted himself all the time because he had no real plan. He just wanted to kill everyone, conquer the universe, and crush everyone, except Vic. And if anyone's a ruler in the universe right now, it would be Atlas. And because of this episode, Atlas does seem like a bit of a joke, which is maybe why they unveiled O'Malley. So perhaps this is going to be an Atlas versus O'Malley for control of the universe, which, still gotta say this, is weird as hell and doesn't make sense. Something that is unfortunate that it would seem as of now is that before the season, Joe made a journal post saying how the amount of episodes was going to be reduced, but we'd be getting longer episodes. Unfortunately, so far, that doesn't seem to be the case. The episodes have been feeling super quick, but I don't know if that has to do with nothing happening or too much is happening. We don't know if this season is going to have fewer episodes though. Maybe this season is going to have the standard amount of episodes as well as time lengths. But unfortunately for this episode, O'Malley showed up and Atlas showed up, and that was really it. So for discussion to be had, plot must happen, which isn't a diss at the episode. Some episodes I'm sure I can go on all day about. And then there are this ones which are 95% comedy and nothing can really be said. So for now, that is going to do it for this video. Be sure to like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you're interested in more content like this. Consider becoming a sponsor over on Patreon. You get all the content early, and it really does help out the channel. Be sure to follow me on all social medias, and I'll see you in the next video.